Hi, good evening. I am Damian Smith. This is my third video for my religious class at Liberty University for the fall 2022. And today I'm going to be briefly talking about the Scopes trial and our modern continuous debate of that case, as well as more modern day implications. The Scopes trial began in 1925. The actual court date was the 10th of July to the 21st. However, actually began in March when the Tennessee legislature passed what was known as the Butler Act, which said it was unlawful for any teaching that denies the aspect of divine creation. So, a local teacher John T. Scopes, which I have a picture of right here. He was a high school teacher, and he was charged with violating the state law by teaching Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. He was tried and convicted for violating uh, state law in Tennessee, which is the teaching of theory of evolution in Tennessee schools. Now, the trial helped bring the idea of scientific evidence for basic human evolution more into the general spotlight of the public. And this went up against the religious point of view that most rural and other communities across the United States had. The prosecution was led by William James Bryan, and for the defense of Scopes was Clarence Darwin. Yeah, the basic high point was that Clarence Darrow called Bryan to the stand and had him testify as an expert witness on the prosecution of the Bible. Now, many people argue that Darrow was point was to cast doubt upon the Bible. Other times, it was to slow the Bible, depending on the point of view. He was one time held in contempt, and this is a newspaper article about the trial when Darrell was held in contempt. And finally, Scopes was found on the last day on the 21st of July. Scopes, this is the newspaper from a local newspaper here in Pennsylvania, that he was convicted and fined $100. Now, within days, being found guilty, the case went on appeal to the state Supreme Court, and it basically the Supreme Court held up the constitutional 1925 law, but they acquitted Scopes uh, on technicality, saying that he was fined excessively. Years went by. In 1957, the Butler Act was repealed. The next case revolved around Louisiana, and it was a state law entitled the Balanced Treatment for Creation Science and Evolution Science in Public School Instruction Act. And this basically said it prohibited the teaching of evolution in public schools unless the instruction was accompanied by teaching of creatism, Bible belief, and other forms of advanced life. So schools are not forced to teach either one, but if you taught one, you had to address the other. Uh, as years progressed from the 1950s up to 1987, we had another Supreme Court case. This is Edwards versus Gillard, 1987, which again talked about Louisiana law mandating instruction creation science. And the Supreme Court shot this down, say that it violated the clause of the First Amendment, separation of church and state. Now, this goes all the way up to 2022, and you have multiple cases in Florida and in California. that still talked over 100 years about creatism versus evolution. And this, while it's well over 100 years, is still a hot topic debate in American society. Thank you.